do we have all these many religions if we're preaching one good thing? Because it almost feels like for the world to propel or to move forward, there must be conflict. And it's starting from, simple things as why do we have a lot of sports? Why do we have a lot of competitions? We have the general election coming up. I think we, as a human being, are we flourishing in the environment of conflict? Is that what we have been created to be?
Actually, we have not been created for that purpose, to create conflicts and so forth. Because, you see, a human being, the word insan, I mean, a human being, it reflects two things. That is love between one person to the other. And again, love to your creator. You have love for your creator. So you cannot be a complete human being when you don't have love first for your creator and then for fellow human beings. Wonderful. So the problem is that people have drifted away from, the religious teachings. And as we said earlier, it is because sometimes people they're trying to make people, to force people into a religion, into a certain faith. But they are not trying to explain to them what actually is the meaning of this faith. And if you follow this faith, what will you attain? You see now. So you can tell people to fast, maybe tell people to pray. But you may not tell them the wisdom behind praying, the wisdom behind fasting. So people just do things because of imitation. They are not doing it from the core of their heart through understanding, reason, and even proper reflection. And
that's the disconnect right there, because if you're not praying in a methodology, there seems to be like the methodology towards approaching prayer. If you're not using it, then you're not getting the results, and then that brings a lot of frustration, and then you move away from it. But let's be real here with each other, because both of you sit in these communities as leaders in your different communities. What happens to the religious leaders or clergymen who don't set the right example? Because we need to see consequences for that. And I think a lot of young people need to see the consequences for them to see that there's a punishment that comes with misbehaving. Those are the people who are misleading. If there are no consequences, then I think people will just feel this is just one institution that is as corrupt as any other. What are your thoughts on that? And what has been your experiences specifically on dealing with clergy who are not living up to their responsibilities?
I think it's a challenge we have, and not only in Kenya, but in the world, that the greatest gift that God has given mankind is the power of will to make decisions. I can be well grounded, but I reach a point and I want to deviate and move away from my faith. And by deviating, I begin to have another character. And I think that's the part that really brings confusion, because most of these people who later on change and they begin to take advantage of innocent, congregants, it is because they began well. But along the way, something happened, because the human nature is very selfish. It is me, myself, and I. And so you tend to think, how can I take advantage of these people? And by so doing, so many people have misled others. I've had people raped in the church, people sodomized in church. I've had people taken advantage of financially. People who gave out, they were told the Lord spoke, God spoke, and it was not so. And because this person does not know how to hear God's word, what this person tells them, they are manipulated. And because of that, later on when you come back to your senses, it gives you such a bitterness that why did I have to go this and this? I wish I knew this. But you see, we just like in any profession in the world, we always have good people and we always have bad people. We have people who are imposters. People will say they are sheikh and they are not sheikh. People will say they are pastors and bishops, but they are not. In the heart, they are not. But they want the title. And so these people who have the title and the heart is not a bishop, the heart is not a sheikh, these are the people that take advantage of them. And so discernment is very important. You need to have also discernment, because you shall know a person by their fruits, and the fruits are their actions. Because we have very good people who speak very well, about something, but when you go to their personal life, their family, their husband, their wives, you find they are totally different people. And that now brings confusion from people who know you to be a spiritual leader. Yes, you're living contrary to the way you live. So that's another thing. So taking advantage of congregation,
yes,
you know, financially, emotionally. How many women have had sex with people they went to be prayed for? You went with a different, you went because your son is in drugs. But this person tells you, for God to hear, I need to sanctify you. You go, at the end of the day, women are the most gullible people because they are so desperate to make sure that their husbands who have run away come back, and their children who are wayward also become well-behaved children.
I'd like you to hold there.